What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to lose 2 pounds of fat per week without restricting your favorite foods. Now, with all the misinformation in the fitness industry, it might seem impossible to believe. You either are led to believe on one side of things that, well, you need to eat chicken, rice, and broccoli for every meal, eat perfectly clean 100% of the time, or otherwise, if you eat the wrong foods, you'll just gain weight. And then on the other side of things, people will lie and say you can basically just eat whatever you want, and that's going to lead to optimal results also. So I'm going to show you exactly how you could eat your favorite foods while getting optimal results. Now, there's no real secret to losing first a pound a week. The math is really simple. You need to be in a deficit of 500 calories per day or 3,500 calories per week. For 2 pounds, you would just double that. Now, all this really means is that you're going to be burning more calories than you take in throughout the day. But the hard part is actually achieving that. Because a lot of the diets that you've probably tried before, like the keto diet, the carnivore diet, Atkins, Mediterranean, vegan, vegetarian, whatever it is, they restrict a certain food group in an effort to lose weight very quickly. And it's very unsustainable. For most people, it's not enjoyable in the first place. They lose all the weight though, but then they gain it all back. It's not about just losing all the weight, because otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video at all, right? You guys have probably lost weight before, but you're here right now listening to this. So chances are you gained it all back. But why? The truth is because the best diet is the diet for you that you could adhere to. And all these fad, trendy diets that you get from the internet that are being pushed by all these influencers or marketing companies, they don't actually work long-term for most people. The diet you need is one that can incorporate all of your favorite foods while still staying on track with that fat loss, so that once you actually want to sustain the result, instead of going back to exactly how you were eating before, because that's what was enjoyable, you can eat exactly how you've been eating to achieve the goal, now to be able to sustain the goal as well. That really is where the secret lies. So you guys got to stop saying, oh, I'm only on this diet for 2 months at a time. I lost 20 pounds in 2 months. That's cool. It doesn't work in the long run. 95% of dieters, that's a statistic, gain their weight back, or oftentimes even more, right? It's almost an epidemic, if you will. We have the obesity epidemic, but then everyone loses the weight and then they just gain it all back. You guys can't be doing that. You need a better strategy to get results. And that's why in this video, I'm showing you exactly how to lose about 2 pounds of fat per week while eating your favorite foods and getting optimal results. So in my system, which I call metabolic revival, the first step is following the 80-20 rule. Now, the 80-20 rule basically just means that 80% of your foods are whole foods, 20% of your foods are whatever you'd like it to be, as long as it fits within your calorie goal and protein goal. Now, a lot of people ask, what about if it fits your macros? That's a very trendy diet, right? And if it fits your macros, it works. You could get great results that way. The problem is you're going to feel like shit. And when you start to feel like shit and not feel well, that diet probably is not going to be sustainable in the long run, because you're going to have digestion issues. You're going to be more likely to get acne, bad skin. You're going to have a whole slew of issues that are not aligned with actually being healthy, right? So you're going to lose weight to try and be healthy, but you're not going to sustain that health because you're eating so many foods that don't agree with your body. So with the 80-20 rule, when you're having whole foods, a whole food is basically minimally processed food, 1 to 2 ingredients. If you're eating a potato, it should literally be potato as the ingredient, right? It's not potato and then 65 other ingredients that you can't pronounce. That would be a whole food. And then for the 20% of other foods, it could be whatever you like. It could be Oreos, it could be chocolate, candy, sweets, whatever you want it to be. And 20%, it might not seem like that much, but it is a lot, especially if you're following all the other things I'm going to tell you in the rest of this video. And you can follow the 80-20 rule to varying degrees. I know some people that follow it as like a 95-5 rule, and some people that follow it as like a 65-35. So you have to do what's best for you, your lifestyle, your goals, and your health at the end of the day. And here's the best part. When you start focusing more on whole foods, well, what happens is those are naturally just less calories. So chances are you'll have more calories anyways to be able to play with your favorite foods, as long as you learn how to actually track calories to know what's coming in and what's going out. So let's say you've determined that you need 1,800 calories per day in order to lose fat every single week. Maybe 1,200 of that comes from whole foods, but those were really filling foods. So the next 600 calories could be whatever you'd like it to be, okay? So it works a little bit something like that. Instead of having to attend events, parties, holidays, and say, oh, I can't have my favorite holiday treat or cookie, or I can't have cake at my family member or relative's party. Well, now your memories are not going to be tainted by that bad experience. Imagine how good it's going to feel to look however you'd like to be, to live on your terms, but also get to eat exactly how you want to eat, not how some guy on the internet with, like me, but some other guy on the internet is telling you exactly what to eat, when, which foods you can't eat, which ones you can. No one finds that fun because it's not tailored to you. So the first thing you're going to do is follow something around the 80-20 rule. And the other strategy I have my clients go through is called the protein preload strategy. Now, the protein preload strategy works in a few ways. One of them is especially for if you're going out at night and you're going to be splurging on your favorite foods, or for whatever reason you're having, you're really violating that 80-20 rule, you're having a lot more of foods that are not whole foods. This is what you would do. On this strategy, you're going to prioritize your protein first. So if I didn't mention it already, you should be aiming for about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. If you fall a little short of that, that's fine, but that's the chief aim. So what you're going to do is you're going to get about all of that protein in at the beginning of the day. You're going to eat very lean protein sources. So, chicken breast, salmon, leaner cuts of steak, whatever it is, in order to have the smallest amount of calories for the most amount of protein. This should fill you throughout the day. And then let's say you're doing that leading up to dinner and you need to eat about 1,800 calories to stay on track. Well, guess what? You probably only ate 600 calories or so and got all your protein in, and now you have 1,200 calories left over to be able to eat, whatever you want within that span of 1,200 calories. So when you see guys on the internet and they're like, look at me, I'm shredded, and you wonder, how do I look like that too? Like, that's impossible. That guy's doing, some voodoo, or he's taking steroids or whatever it is. Maybe he is taking steroids, but the point is that you can do it too. It's not just genetics, right? We have to stop making excuses, blaming everything imaginable on genetics for why we can't get in shape. It's not your genetics. It's just not knowing how to do the right things that's going to lead to the result that you want. Some people even follow the protein preload every single day. It's not like they just do it for one specific event. Some people actually enjoy doing their entire diet this way. And it's relatively sustainable because even though it's not fully the 80-20 rule, you're getting a lot of protein in, a lot of whole, clean foods, but you're also getting to eat, exactly what you want on the other side of things. So it's a healthy compromise and a good start that allows you to lose all the weight and is a good starting point because you could build on that and work your way up closer to that 80-20 rule if you would like. Because at the end of the day, I could sit here and tell you exactly how to eat perfectly clean 100% of the time, and I could give great information on how to do that. But realistically, no one's going to do that. And instead of you saying, oh, I have to eat perfect in order to lose weight, I rather tell you, hey, eat 50% of the time perfect, follow the protein preload, but lose all the weight in the process. Because not only are you going to get the goal that makes you feel more confident in your skin, looking better, but you're also going to weigh a lot less, which is healthier than weighing a lot more, even if you're eating different foods to do it. And this strategy works for anyone, especially if you're a 9-to-5 worker or working even more hours than that every single week. If you're a super busy dude, this strategy will work. The last step of the equation is how much movement you get in throughout the day. So if you're trying to eat in a 1,000-calorie deficit, I wouldn't recommend just eating 1,000 calories less because then you're eating so much less food. But the fact of the matter is the average person only walks 2,700 steps a day. But every 2,000 steps is about 100 to 150 calories burnt. And if you weigh a lot more, you're burning more calories from each additional step too. So if you're like a 250-pound guy and you're trying to drop down weight, chances are every 2,000 steps is about 150 calories. So scale from 2,700 steps a day to 10,000, and all of a sudden that's like 500 more calories right there that you don't need to take away from food. And instead, you could just be burning through walking those additional steps and integrating that into your lifestyle through a means of strategies and get to replace that 500 calories with your favorite foods that you'd already be eating. So imagine how amazing it would be Instead of restricting all the foods that you've eaten to be able to actually eat your favorite treats, your favorite snacks, and be able to have the body exactly how you want. It seems impossible, but it's true. And the reason it works so well is because the math checks out. You're able to lose that 1 to 2 pounds of fat per week, and then you're able to sustain it and keep it off, unlike 95% of people, because you dieted the right way. 95% of people, they're dieting following one of those BS fad diets that I explained before. They're doing Atkins, keto, carnivore, Mediterranean, all these things. And it's not like these diets don't have their pros, but their con is that it's not how you want to eat. It's not eating on your terms, and it wouldn't be sustainable for the rest of your life. So you need to find a diet based on the principles I'm giving you that you could sustain your entire life. Because I promise you, if you follow exactly what I'm saying right now, you'll be able to lose that 1 to 2 pounds of fat per week. And then once you keep it off, you'll be able to keep it off forever because you're following a diet that you could eat forever. It's that simple. So if you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe, and I'll also be linking a video below that shows you exactly how I lost 40 pounds of fat in 5 weeks, only working out 2 hours a week and not restricting my favorite foods. So you can click that below, and until next time.